Yo, you already know it's Bucket of Love and Reaction Reviews, and we back with another one. Man, I hope y'all been doing good, man. Listen, man, it don't stop. There's always something going on, man. I never knew Lil Baby and NBA YoungBoy was beefing. Never. Never in my day, but we finna get right into it.
Just wait. Your favorite rapper, that boy gonna be able to talk whatever the fuck he talking about, cause you know I'm that thing, bitch. I'm gonna leave it at that.
They went from dropping hits to dropping disses. Once upon a time, Lil Baby and YoungBoy were cool, even talking about doing a tape together. But after King Von's death, the industry drew its line. Everybody sided with Durk, and YB got blackballed. That's when he dropped I Hate YoungBoy, and Lil Baby caught a stray. Now, years later, Baby's firing back, and the fans are losing their mind. So Lil Baby just dropped a preview that got the whole internet going crazy now. After years of staying quiet, Baby finally clapping back at NBA YoungBoy, and the streets are going absolutely crazy. But hold up, this ain't just some random beef that popped up overnight. This situation been brewing for years, and what led to this moment? Man, it's deeper than y'all think. See, what most people don't know is that before all this smoke, Lil Baby and YoungBoy were actually cool, like real friends in this rap game type shit. But then one situation changed everything, and it split the whole rap industry down the middle. And now, after all this time of Baby staying silent while YB been taking shots, he finally responding, and trust me, you need to hear how we got here. Let me break this whole timeline down for y'all, because this story got more twists than a Netflix series, no cap, The Deadly Beef. So look, to really understand how deep this beef goes, we gotta go back to when Lil Baby and NBA YoungBoy were actually running together. We talking like 2018, 2019. Both these young brothers were on their way up in the game. Baby had just dropped Drip Too Hard with Gunna, and YoungBoy was already a streaming monster with his own loyal fan base. The respect was mutual, for real. They'd show love to each other's music. You'd see them interact on social media from time to time, and in interviews, neither one had nothing but positive things to say. It was that real, recognize real type energy. Both of them came from nothing. Both of them were grinding to make it out. Both of them were authentic street dudes who turned that pain into platinum records. Baby was locked in with the whole 4PF crew and his relationship with Lil Durk through QC and the wider Atlanta scene. YoungBoy was doing his thing independent, building his own empire from Baton Rouge, but there wasn't no real conflict. Different lanes, mutual respect, that's how it was supposed to stay. But here's what people forget about the rap game. Loyalty runs deeper than music. When you aligned with certain people, when situations pop off in the streets, you gotta pick a side whether you want to or not. And that's exactly what happened. November 6, 2020. That's the date that changed everything in this situation. King Von, one of Lil Durk's closest friends, and an artist who was just starting to blow up, got killed outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta. Now, I ain't gonna go deep into all the details of what happened that night because that's a whole different story. But what you need to know is this: that situation created a massive divide in hip-hop. Lil Durk was devastated, for real. That was his day one, his artist, his brother. And when the smoke cleared and people started taking sides, the whole industry watched to see who would stand where. And here's where it gets real political, gang. See, Lil Durk had relationships with everybody. He had the Chicago connection. He was tight with the Atlanta scene through his work with Baby and Gunna. He was connected to the whole industry. When he needed support, mad rappers showed up for him. They posted Von, they sent condolences, they made it clear they were standing with Durk. And NBA YoungBoy? The street started connecting him to the other side of that situation. Whether that was fair or not, that's what happened. And when you got the whole industry picking Durk's side, what does that mean for YB? It mean he getting blackballed, simple as that. Radio stations started being funny with his music. Certain blogs wouldn't post him the same way. Other artists who was cool with Durk stopped showing YB love. It was like the whole industry said, you either with us or against us, and YB ended up on the outside looking in. But here's the thing about NBA YoungBoy. Shorty don't care about none of that industry politics. While other rappers would have tried to smooth things over, tried to stay neutral, YB said fuck all that and doubled down. He wasn't trying to kiss nobody's ring or play the game. So fast forward to 2022. YoungBoy drops a song called I Hate YoungBoy. And fam, this song was different. YB wasn't just addressing the situation, he was naming names, calling out everybody who switched up on him. And guess who caught a stray? Lil Baby. In that track, YB made it clear he felt like Baby was part of that whole industry blackball situation. He felt like Baby chose Durk's side and acted like they never had that mutual respect. And you know what? YB wasn't wrong to feel away because Baby had been moving different. All that previous love, gone. Baby wasn't interacting with YB's posts no more. He was locked in with Durk. They were making music together. They were a unified front. From YB's perspective, Baby was just like all the other rappers who switched up when it was convenient. And Baby, he stayed quiet, didn't respond, didn't address it, just kept moving forward with his career. Some people thought that was mature. Why get involved in beef when you already winning? Other people thought it meant YB was right and Baby felt guilty about how he moved. But the streets don't forget, and NBA YoungBoy definitely don't forget. Now here's where this story gets even crazier. October 2024. Lil Durk gets arrested and charged with murder for hire in connection to a situation in California. The feds hit him with a whole case. And just like that, one of the biggest rappers in the game is facing serious time. And what happened after that? The whole industry got real quiet. All them same rappers who was riding with Durk, posting him up, showing solidarity, a lot of them started distancing themselves. That's just how it goes when the feds get involved. People get scared. People protect themselves. But while all that was happening, something else was going on. NBA YoungBoy was having a crazy year. Despite all the blackballing, despite all the industry politics, YB was breaking streaming records. His fans stayed loyal, his numbers were insane, and he proved you don't need the industry's approval to win in this game. And Lil Baby, man, Baby started moving real different. Y'all remember when people started noticing Baby was liking YB's Instagram posts? The internet went crazy. After years of not showing any public support, suddenly Baby was in YB's likes. Then people started saying Baby was sliding in YB's DMs trying to be cool again. Now, I ain't got the actual DMs, so I can't confirm every detail, but the evidence was there for everybody to see. Baby was clearly trying to rebuild that bridge, trying to get back cool with YoungBoy. And why? Because the landscape had changed. Durk was locked up, YB was winning, and Baby probably realized he might have picked the wrong side in all this. But here's what made this situation even more disrespectful. NBA YoungBoy wasn't trying to hear none of that. According to people close to the situation, YB ignored Baby's attempts to reconnect. Why? Because it's bigger than music now. It's about loyalty. It's about principles. It's about who was there when the whole world turned against him. And then YB did something that was straight up savage. When he performed in Atlanta, Lil Baby's city, Baby's home turf, he made sure to play I Hate YoungBoy at his show. Think about that for a second. YB came to Baby's city and played the exact song where he dissed him, knowing Baby was gonna hear about it, knowing the whole city would be talking about it. That's levels of pettiness, but it's also levels of disrespect that you can't just let slide if you got any kind of reputation in these streets. It's one thing to ignore someone, but to come to their city and play a diss record about them, that's basically saying, I don't respect you or your city, and everybody knows that can't go unanswered. Baby stayed quiet even after that though. He kept promoting his music, he kept working, he kept building his brand. People started wondering if he was ever going to respond or if he was just going to take the high road forever. But apparently, there's a limit to how much disrespect a man can take. Today, this is where everything comes together. Fam, Lil Baby posted a preview of a new song, and let me tell you, the snippet got the whole internet on fire right now. Baby is finally responding to NBA YoungBoy, and he ain't holding back. In the preview, you can hear Baby addressing the situation head on. He's talking about how he stayed quiet while YB was taking shots, how he was being the bigger person. But now he's ready to speak his truth. The bars were hitting different, and you could hear in his voice that this wasn't just rap for him. This was personal. The leaked audio quality wasn't perfect, but the message was crystal clear. Lil Baby is done being quiet. He's done letting YB talk crazy about him. He's done with people thinking he's soft for not responding. And from what people are saying who heard the full version, Baby is really going in. Now let me show y'all how the fans are reacting to this because the internet is going insane right now. Twitter is basically a war zone. You got the YB fans, they call themselves the 4KT, saying Baby took too long to respond and now it's gonna look desperate. They saying YB been owning Baby for years and one song ain't gonna change that. They bringing up how Baby tried to be cool again when Durk got locked up, calling him fake and disloyal. Then you got Baby's fans, the 4PF supporters, saying Baby was just being mature by not responding earlier. But now that he's finally speaking, it's gonna be different. They saying Baby is the bigger artist with more mainstream success, and when he really applies pressure, YB won't know how to handle it. They bringing up Baby's track record, his features, his influence in Atlanta, Atlanta, saying YB made a mistake by pushing him to this point. On Instagram, it's even crazier. Every blog that posted the snippet got thousands of comments within minutes. People are analyzing every bar, breaking down every line, trying to predict what's gonna happen next. YouTube reaction channels are going absolutely nuts right now. Everybody's posting emergency videos, everybody's got their take, everybody's picking sides. The views are crazy because people are hungry for this content. This is real beef between two of the biggest young rappers in the game, and nobody knows how it's gonna end. Even other rappers are starting to weigh in. Some are telling them to squash it, saying the culture doesn't need more division. Others are saying Baby had every right to respond after all the disrespect. It's becoming one of those situations where the whole industry is watching and waiting to see what happens next. TikTok, don't even get me started. People are using the Baby preview as sound bites, creating memes, making predictions. The younger generation is eating this up because they love drama, they love beef, and they especially love when rappers who usually stay quiet finally snap the bigger picture. But here's what's really interesting about this whole situation and why it matters beyond just two rappers beefing. This situation represents something bigger that's been happening in hip-hop for a minute now. See, the Lil Baby versus NBA YoungBoy situation is really about loyalty, industry politics, and what happens when you force to choose sides. Baby chose to align with Lil Durk and the industry side of things. He played the game, he made the political moves that he thought would help his career. And for a while it worked. He got massive features, he got radio play, he got the industry's support. YB chose to say fuck the industry and bet on his core fan base. He didn't play politics, he didn't try to make everybody happy, he just stayed true to himself even when it meant being blackballed. And guess what? His strategy worked too. He proved you can win without the industry's approval if your fans are loyal enough. Now we got a situation where both approaches led to success. But there's still all this tension and unresolved beef in the air. And the question is, was all this necessary? Could they have both won without making enemies? Or is this just what the game has become? You either with somebody or against them. No middle ground. What's even crazier is thinking about how one situation, King Von's death, created this whole domino effect that we still seeing play out years later. That's how deep loyalty and street politics run in hip-hop. One incident can change relationships, create divisions, and start beefs that last for years. So where do we go from here, fam? That's the real question. Baby finally responded. So now the ball is in YB's court. Is he gonna respond back? Is this about to turn into a full-blown rap battle with diss tracks going back and forth? Or is Baby's response gonna be enough to settle this?
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. I feel like this. You know, like, if me and you rocking, it's like we from, two different areas, but we rocking, and I'm going through some shit. I feel like if you my homie, then you gonna rock with me regardless of who you rocking with on your off time. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, I gotta feel what NBA YoungBoy coming from, because he basically saying like, all right, look, when shit was hard, bro, you picked the side and act like I ain't even exist. Now, that don't mean Lil Baby had to be loyal. He don't, you know what I mean? He don't owe YoungBoy nothing, but at the same time, don't portray to be, something like a brother or a homie. Then when you see, I'm going through something, or, the world against me right now, you know what I mean? You disappear. You know what I mean? With the rest of the world. So it's like, can't even be mad at YoungBoy. Anybody will feel that way. I'm gonna be real with you. Anybody will. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody just coming at YoungBoy right now. I don't know. It's like everybody just, like, like everybody looking like, all right, he buzzing, so let me just go at his head. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Crabs in the bucket. But listen, I don't know. With this, I ain't know Lil Baby had no problem with YoungBoy. I ain't know YoungBoy had no problem with Lil Baby, but that's what it's looking like. But we gonna stay locked in. Yeah, we gonna follow this to the T. So y'all stay locked in with me, man. It's Buck and Love. We got it.